What's up, everyone? I don't think I can say that yet. Can I say that yet? I'm not sure if I can say that yet. Yes, I can. It is 11:59, so I can't say that yet. Hold on. We gotta wait. Gotta wait, gotta wait, gotta wait, 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 wait. Okay, it is 12 noon, everyone, and thank you all for joining me for this live Q&A session. I have no idea if I'm going to get any viewers whatsoever in this room at all. I am hoping that you guys are willing to come in, ask some questions about the build, the gems, the setup, the everything. Hopefully somebody will come in here and ask me a question. Literally, you can ask me anything. You can ask me about my personal life, my whatever. And I'm going to literally write ask a question in my chat box. So there we go. All right, well, I am going to, in the meantime, while I am waiting for viewers to hop on and start asking me questions. I don't really expect that there's going to be that many. I feel like I've done a lot of editing on the guide, so hopefully nobody will have any significant questions, won't really feel the need to come in and ask. But hey, if they do, more than fine. It is noon where I live, so most people are probably at work, or alternatively, if you are a youngster, you will be going to school or classes in college, perhaps something like this. So now, without any further ado, I will adjust my screen share so that I have this up, my path to building up, and I have my resources up and everything like that. We do need to get our chrono timer started. So that was something that I probably should have done sooner. Anyway, that way that it would have linked that. But one way or another, all right, we are doing pretty well, guys. The build is looking absolutely unfreaking believable for this league. It is going to be a constant state of which auras am I going to turn on and when am I going to make the switch. That's going to be something that is extraordinarily important. So we need to make sure that we manage basically with leveling when you're going to make the auras and when you're going to turn them on. I do have Path of Building here open, but I probably should actually get a second open with the leveling items and talk a little bit about that. So if it's all right with all of you, I will try to go over kind of how my plan for leveling is going to be and what we're going to be doing here. So I think to start off with, I definitely think that my build is going to be coming up through here, up through the energy shield nodes right here, and then up through the leech nodes. I'm going to come in and I'm going to grab some extra cold damage because I will be leveling probably with freezing pulse, I think, is what I'm going to be sticking with. And then let's see, we've got our first question. Have you made a map for when to pick gems along the leveling process? Having this typed out for us for reference might be nice. You know, that is actually something I would love to be able to do. However, with the changes in the newer gems, I do not actually have access to when we're going to be able to get the new gems. And that is one thing that is concerning about this because we are using quite a few of them. I wanted to release that when I had every gem, but because we are using so many new gems, including the Bane and the Curse Bane for the auras up here, you know, you're not going to be able to know when you're going to be able to pick up Bane, and that is a massive part of this build. We really have to know that because that's going to really affect how you level and how everything goes there. The cast when damage taken hasn't added anything new, I don't think. However, our auras in our helmet, we are going to be using in the helm, or not our helm, I'm sorry, our gloves. So our gloves are going to have Hatred, Flame Dash, Herald of Ice, and either faster casting or enhance. Most likely I'll be using faster casting as long as I can just for the dash. So I mean, all of this is pretty standard. I will type up basically when you can get these gems and when they're going to be accessible for you. The Zealotry, though, we have no idea when we're going to be picking up Zealotry, which is why this is still in here and the Vol Righteous Fire is still in here. And then I do have Arctic Armor. That one's pretty standard. You're going to have to buy your Enlighten from somewhere and start leveling it pretty early. And then we've got Control Destruction being swapped out with Energy Shield. So yeah, I suppose to answer your question, what I could actually do is I could go in here to the Path of Exile or Path of Building, and I could reduce these down to all level 1. And then we could check where it is. I could actually do that on stream, I suppose. But I do have an update. One thing I did want to point out is I do actually have the update with the forum here. Let me get that pulled over. So the update on the forum that I have here does actually show the skill gems that you're going to be linking, etc., and what their levels are. So as of right now, this is kind of going to be basically you get these gems as quickly as you possibly can. The only thing that you're going to have to get a little bit earlier is this greater multiple projectiles. I'm going to be using Freezing Pulse basically until I can get either Winter Orb or Ice Spear or both of them, and the Cast Wall Channeling. The Cast Wall Channeling, if I remember right, that's actually a pretty high level. I won't be able to switch to that until I think 30. But anyway, I do have that updated in the forum. So hopefully that helps. I like the PogChamp. That's funny. Nice touch. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll reduce everything down. Enlighten. I think Enlighten only requires you be in level 45. Yeah, it's only level 10. So Enlighten is as soon as possible. Blood Magic, obviously, we got to reduce that down to 1. So I'll just be doing this probably on stream while we are going, unless if somebody has any other questions for me or anything else about Night King, feel free to ask those questions. The Vol Righteous Fire, I need to just take that out of here. And I probably need to, because this is going to be Zealotry in the weapon, in the shield. I'll probably just delete this because it's an unknown. No, I won't delete it from here. But anyway, so yeah, it is going to be a definite interesting league with how the changes have affected us. I feel like they've all been buffs for the most part. I was literally crying when I got to Vol Righteous Fire, and I was like, no, that was terrible. And then I realized that it wasn't bad at all. It was actually really good. So we're very happy with that. We're very happy with the changes that we got, and definitely feel like it's going to be a really, really solid build this season. Absolutely amazingly solid build this season. So other than that, let's see here. I'm doing this here. So 1. I know that cast when damage taken is actually pretty high because you have to get, I think it's Act 6 where you get access to cast when damage taken. Am I right about that? And Immortal Call. So, and because these are things that you don't necessarily need to be leveling, like you're not going to level extraordinarily high, you know, Frost Bomb is going to affect it because you're going to want to get that Frost Bomb in there early. But for the most part, the cast when damage taken is relatively high, and that's when I normally go through and redo all of my gems. I typically level all the way until cast when damage taken, and then I literally pull every single gem I can possibly pull at that point. And then as soon as I pull those gems, then if I can't find them there, I find them on the open marketplace. Hopefully people have them for sale, and then I'm able to buy them. And I try to get as high quality as possible because it's a good long time before you're actually able to get quality. The only exception of that is Ice Spear, which we of course are not going to be quality eating whatsoever. This is a really easy one to just level up from the get-go. Just keep it getting leveled up. It's not a bad thing to just level it on up from the beginning. You will hit level 20 eventually. Same with Winter Orb. Cast Wall Channeling probably is similar. But it's good to pick up these, if you can, it's good to pick them up with quality just because that way you don't have to worry about it for a while. Try to get over 15. It's normally cheaper to buy a 15 quality gem and then GCP it up than it is to actually buy a higher quality gem and do that. So, hey, you're trying a version of my build. That's awesome. What are you changing about the build? I'm really curious to know what people, what changes everybody's making and how they're making them. I really want to have that knowledge. So, yeah, it does look like Winter Orb is up at level 28 and 38. And that's going to be the hardest thing to get. And then you're obviously going to be doing lesser multiple projectiles, basically in place of the greater multiple projectiles early. So we don't need that at 70 though. We need that at 1. Okay. So basically how this is going to look is you're probably going to switch into Ice Spear casting with lesser multiple projectiles, and you're going to be trying to get this as early as possible. The cast while channeling, you're going to socket in Winter, or probably at the same time as you socket in cast while channeling, actually into your main linkage. I assume until that point you're going to be playing an Ice Spear, lesser multiple projectiles, hand casting thing, and you are going to be wanting to grab your Arctic Armor. You'll reserve your Arctic Armor on your mana, most likely, so you won't need to worry about Blood Magic or Enlighten. Blood Magic you'll want to pick up around 31 just to have it. I should probably be typing this up, huh? Making an Excel spreadsheet, huh? That's probably what I need to do. Probably what I need to do. All right, let's do that. Oh my god, I like dark mode so much. And this is like such a painful frickin' thing to like not have dark moded. Okay, so you guys can all see the chat. It's going to be on stream and on screen. So I'm going to leave that there. So let's just have these linkages here. I wish I knew where to pick up all of these. It would be extraordinarily nice. So if anyone wants to, you know, go for that, feel free to tell me where you pick them up and whether they're quest rewards, etc. I normally just buy them. I'm going to be honest, because if you're buying them from vendors, like you're not waiting for the cast rewards, you're getting them in the linkage sooner. But normally they're not available until the quest rewards come. So really you only have to worry about if you're buying something before a quest reward would naturally give it when you're doing it on the open market. But from vendors, it's always safe to just buy them when you see them. Trolled. Oh, by the way, also, you should know, I'm actually pretty freaking miserable when it comes to actually leveling. It's just, for some reason, it's not my forte, leveling characters. I always try to optimize characters at the end game, and that's why I'm relatively decent at building builds, I think. Because I build them to a specific level where I want them to scale into something, and then immediately at that point I start playing around, spending all of my currency to be able to get it perfect. So, spell builds? Oh, hell nah! I love it. I love it. If you're playing an attack-based build in this patch, I feel sorry for you, man. I feel so sorry for you. You got nothing. Nothing. Nothing good at all. It was terrible. I mean, literally, Ice Spear, the Siren's Cadence, Act 1, Nessa, Witch, Shadow, Templar. Oh, cool! Very cool. So, that is awesome! Okay, you receive it. Receive as quest, reward, Act 1. Wow, they're giving that powerful of a freaking spell to us at Act 1? Oh, that's bitchin'. Sorry, that's a bad word. Naughty words! All right, naughty words, naughty words. All right, but anyway, and then you really don't have to worry about the Arctic Armor on Blood Magic until later. So I'm just going to put Arctic Armor in here. I should actually be putting the level requirements of them in here, shouldn't I? So Winter Orb is level 28. And Ice Spear is level 12. Which we pick up for free, son. God, I love free stuff. Melee is for alpha males. Oh, that's for sure. But I will tell you, you want to know what I'm playing with? Okay, I've got to tell you guys about a story last season. It's what I thought was a failed story, but it actually ended up being a success story. I was originally wanting to do a Flicker Strike build that automatically summons skeletons with a high amount of life, so we're thinking somewhere between 5 and 10,000, okay, and that's all done with gearing and passive trees and everything like that. So you summon skeletons with Flicker Strike, or with Molten Burst anyway, and then what you do is you cast Dark Pact on the Flicker Strike with a cast on critical, and it actually, like, I was like uncertain as to whether it would work. And I was going to use Nagamahu's Flame as my weapon, and that was going to give me the Molten Balls flying out for the Summon Skeletons, and then Flicker Strike was going to automatically give me the Dark Pact cast. So basically, I would be playing a Dark Pact build, but I would be triggering the Dark Pact just by attacking. And in addition to that, it wouldn't be coming off of my own life. Well, it was kind of a failed build in that the Molten Burst Balls, they came out of the weapon, And unfortunately, they just kind of took too long to hit, and they took too long to crit. So it was actually a really big, hard thing. So power charge on critical, sharp and cruel. Sharp and quest, reward, act 2. Okay, level 18. All right, perfect. This is awesome, dude. You're killing it. I don't know why I love you so much, but Tagger, you are absolutely annihilating this right now. I've got to actually put these in. Sharp and cruel. Cruel, act 2. All right, so I even missed the winner orb. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. Quest, reward, but unlike sharp and cruel, that's not going to be act 2, is it? This one is going to be sever the right hand, act 3. Okay, so anyway, what I was saying is that I ended up taking and I realized that without controlled destruction with the ES Leech, you can do an Eldritch Battery cast version of exactly my character, and you can throw in the diadem. I'm really crushing on the diadem this season, guys. That is going to be the chase unique this season, I think, because it's easy to get. I shouldn't say chase the unique. It's the unique that I'm most excited about this season, because I can't use it in this build. Okay, it does me no good in this build at all. At least at this point, I haven't figured out how it does me a lot of good, simply because Energy Shield, that is our life pool. We have to be able to reserve down our life pool. We don't want our Energy Shield protecting our mana pool, which is really bad. But here's the thing. If you take... oh my gosh, internet keeps cutting out so close to league start. Oh, that's so bad. So, but if you take and you do a Flicker Strike with a Dark Pact build, you ignore the skeletons, okay, and then you self-cast it and you have ES Leech as one of your gem slots, you're getting ES Leech on your Dark Pact, and you're getting ES Leech on Flicker Strike. What this would allow you to do is actually, in the synthesis encounters, you just go, and you're like super, super, super good. So it's gonna be awesome, dude. Dude, Tagger, you are the bomb, man. I love you. Quest, reward, act 4, and that is the Eternal Nightmare. All right, I need to actually probably end up doing all of this at a later time, but. So, yeah, I got you, man. I got you. I just appreciate you, man. It's making my job a lot easier. And this control destruction, actually, you should actually look up Energy Shield Leech, because actually I think that's going to be the first one we socket in, is actually Energy Shield Leech, because it's going to be easier for us to sustain. So, Greater Mult Proj. All right. So the Energy Shield Leech is actually, I should even take out Control Destruction. That's an end game thing. The early game, when you're leveling, you're definitely going to be using the Energy Shield Leech. So, but yeah, it's, I mean, all in all, I mean, I love multiple monitors. That's what I do. That's how I'm able to manage having stuff over here and stuff over here. I can't handle not doing it. But anyway, so back to the Flicker Strike build. Basically, you take and if you self-cast it and you're leeching on everything that you're doing with your Dark Pact, all of a sudden Dark Pact doesn't hurt so bad. And because Dark Pact has always been basically a 4-link, like you don't need a lot of damage on Dark Pact, like you don't need a lot of supports on Dark Pact to make it absolutely incredibly potent. Like you do have to worry about the whole you're casting spells and you're attacking, so like you do have to scale both. But the sockets actually work out really well. So like theory crafting that build is probably the next theory craft build I'm going to do. And the reason that I want to do it on a Flicker, guys, because you may make fun of it, but to me, Synthesis is a league that's designed around the idea of going very quickly through maps and then being able to have a lot of high-end boss killing potential at the end. So because of that, I think that it's... I think that it's really important to be able to have a character that potentially can just zip through all of the synthesis encounters, and then you get hopefully more fractured items, hopefully more synthesized items to be able to make, more powerful stuff that you can sell. I think that is going to be my farming build that I release as my second build in the league. The alternative to that is I did do an Ethereal Knives build, which I think is actually going to be really awesome. So we'll see how that goes. One, and that is the Caged Brute. That is level 8. All right. I missed some of this. So Sharp and Cruel was Act 3, I think. This is awesome. I mean, Tagger, you are killing it right now. And then, oh, we get GMP in a Quest 2. Quest. But you see, the problem is we're going to want the cast while channeling. We're not going to want to have that there. Like the GMP. Yeah, I just think I think the Eternal Nightmare we're going to actually want to take cast while channeling. We're not going to want to take the greater multiple projectiles. Although, yeah, I don't know. All right, Arctic Armor. Here we go. So this is Act 2. I'm going to have to go back and do all of this over again. So you know what? I'm just going to watch through this, Tagger, and then literally I'm going to watch this when I'm uploading the video, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to do all of it. So this is going to be awesome, but I want to provide this Excel spreadsheet, or I should say the Google Drive doc at that point. I'm going to provide that as a part of the build guide, but I think it's just too much to keep interrupting. But Tagger, please, if you'll keep going, oh my gosh, that'd be so nice. You got the Arctic Armor. Enlighten, obviously, you have to purchase. And this is purchase, or purchase or drop. Blood, magic, and I'll leave this up on this side. So Tagger, if you want to keep going with it, man, and take it off of my plate, that's awesome. Discipline, and let's see, this is in the shield, so this is actually going to be zealotry. Zealotry is like my biggest question. I really want to know when I get zealotry. I'm like dying to know when I get zealotry. Clarity, and then the auras right here. We've got Hatred, Flame Dash, Herald of Ice. I know Herald of Ice is a something you can buy, right? I think that's something. No, that's a quest reward. Herald of Ice is totally a quest reward. It's like in Act something, like Act. I think it's around when you get cast when damage taken. You know. Yeah, I know ES Leech isn't and Zealotry isn't on the wiki, and that's the problem, right? Like I'm just not really sure when we're gonna have access to them, and I really worry that what I'm really worried about is actually Bane, because Bane is by far like the biggest skill that I feel we really need for this build to really function well. Like I think you have to have that along with Winter Orb and Ice Spear, and I don't know when we're gonna get it. And I'm afraid that they're going to actually give it to us like really late, and that would be really bad. I'm going to put Bane in capital letters, and I'm going to like highlight it because this is the skill, guys. The whole build leveling process will work perfectly, but without Bane, everyone's going to be like, "Hey man, my Frostbite and my Proj weakness. What do I do with it?" And I'm going to be like, "I don't know, man. I have freaking no idea." Bane and Zealotry are huge, though. And I think Zealotry, so between the two, just so you guys know, you want to be running Zealotry over Hatred early. Zealotry is a much better item over Hatred, or Aura over Hatred, because it scales all your damage, including your Chaos damage. So I think it's going to actually end up being more. Hatred, obviously, is going to be great endgame, and like it does give you more damage, more cold damage, which is good. But because we're not taking advantage of the physical side of things, the critical strike chance you're going to get with Zealotry and the more damage with Zealotry is far better. So that's just something to keep in mind here, guys. You need, I've got 2 enhances currently socketed in this build. That's pretty crazy. Cast, win, damage taken, and Immortal Call. Increased duration, and Frost Bomb. So yeah, so Tagger, if you want to keep going with that, man, here's your list. Here's the list of things we actually really need, and what we got to do. And I'll just watch it all later, but I'm not going to actually be updating it as we go. I'll just be talking and answering questions as much as I can. Whoa, that was way too bright. Oh my God. Why is there not a dark mode? There needs to be a dark mode. Guys, there has to be a dark mode version of Excel. Somebody find that or invent it. Microsoft Word, do that too, because that's why I literally use a text editor. I use my Sublime Text 3, which is literally a coding editor. That's what I use for my notes, because it innately is in dark mode. Like Steam. Steam's innately dark mode. Anyway. So, so yeah, if you complete the quest, doesn't that open up the gem? You could purchase it then, right? Yes, you absolutely can. If you complete the quest and there's 2 gems you want, you pick the one that you need and then you buy the one that you don't have. So that is how you're going to be scaling it for Absolute Sir. Sure. So anyway, the items I've got, these are all the kind of early game stuff. Lion's Roar is something that just everybody should have early game. It is so good. Like, I don't care if you're playing an armor-based character or not. It's like incredible. Incredible survivability, right? So yeah, I love Lion's Roar, and I think that's a good leveling item. The Wise Oak is normally pretty expensive, but sometimes you can get them for a steal at the beginning if you don't get a well-rolled one. And that's just a nice one to, you know, be able to give you that little extra oomph on your resistances if you're struggling to get them all up there. So, Tagger, I love you, man. So anyway, back to the Flicker Strike. So I was like, okay, I really want to do Flicker, and I really want to make sure that my Flicker Strike is ultimately, and I'm going to try, I think the realm is going to be down, but I want to make sure we are updating here, because for those who don't know, if you don't update, and I hope this doesn't slow down my stream, if this slows down my stream, guys, you just tell me about it and I will do it. Oh my god, we need more space? What? Well, it's a good thing we're figuring that out now. We can totally go through it. That is funny. That is so funny right now. I don't even know how to respond to that right now. Alright, so we need a butt ton of space in our games file. Or moreover, our Steam library. So let's try to make that. This is terrible! Oh, there's a bug in patch file right now anyway. Good job, GGG. What the heck, GGG? You guys suck, GGG. Anyway, I am going to uninstall some things that I don't need. Well, if I uninstall Magic Duels, though, I'll never play it again. And this is like a good thing to No, I'm going to play the other Magic, the Gathering, if I want it. And then let's do... Can't delete Rocket League. Are you kidding? That's way too important. All of these are important, guys! I can't delete any of them! Except for, I can probably delete Roller Coaster Tycoon. You don't really need Roller Coaster Tycoon, right? Yeah, I'll delete that. So we'll make some games. Yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm about to actually level up, and I am going to get myself a new computer, and that's going to be absolutely unbelievably amazing. And I can't wait for that. And I'm going to do a build. I'm actually doing a custom carbon fiber layup build, and I'm actually doing all of the carbon fiber work myself, and that is my case. I'm going to make a case from that, and then I'm going to insert all the parts. I'm not building a computer from scratch. I'm not like soldering a GPU. That would be just absolutely ridiculous, right? But yeah, so let's delete that because we can no longer access it. And then let's delete Magic Duels because we can no longer access it. And then let's check out our PC because we want to see. See, here's the problem right here is we have way too much disk space reserved. So we need to go in and we need to go in. What is that? Documents and then Steam library, right? Is that correct? Steam doc. I don't know. I'll do this all off screen. You guys aren't interested in this. Let's talk about. Let's keep talking about freaking what we all are here to talk about, and that is Flicker Strike Dark Pact. So a DP cock build is what it is because it's a Dark Pact cast on critical Flicker build. So Flicker DP cock. Anyway, it's going to be epic, guys, because honestly, the Energy Shield Leech made it possible for us to take an Eldritch Battery on the Diadem, okay, and then we take Eldritch Battery on the Diadem. We have enough mana, basically, to consistently cast Flicker Strike, and you're just leeching. And, you know, then with that, now all we need is, like, a Warlord's Mark, probably, and I would say a Despair are the two curses that I'm going to be running, so I can get, and those are both going to be run on Blasphemy. That's a lot of basically mana reserving there. But the thing is, that's just the 3-link up in the Diadem, and that you obviously have less mana cost up there. And then you're going to probably end up running that with an Aura, and the Aura is going to be Zealotry. Like, I don't even have to... You know what? Shit, we should just straight up build this. You know what? While no one's asking questions... Okay, while no one's asking questions, we're going to go ahead and we're going to run this. But first, I do actually want to get this started, guys, so if you'll forgive me, I'm going to take my games folder, and I'm going to take... Why is my PC showing that my disk is so full right now? That's just super major bummer. So Steam Library. And then this is Steam Apps. Common? Okay, Magic Duels. So Magic Duels is taking up not a whole lot of space, guys. 2 megabytes, so it better not be the only thing we deleted. And then we're going to have to delete... shit. Roller Coaster Tycoon is not in here. What is going on? What is going on? We don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know. I don't know how to do this, guys. I really don't. D&D Online? What is that? What is that? What is that? Anyway, clear recycling bin. Oh, hey, there's an idea. Clear the recycling bin. I like that. I like that idea. Let's just go to the desktop and clear it out. All right. Empty recycling bin. Delete 12 items. I wonder what was in there. Okay, let's see. This PC now, we still have 16.7. Maybe if I open it and go back in. This is bad, guys. This is bad. We filled it up to the brim. What the hell? You know what it is? You know what it is? I got to delete some of my YouTube video uploads because that's probably doing it. Anyway, okay. You know what? I'll get back to that later. I've only got a half an hour left of wanting to do the Q&A. That's what I'm planning on anyway, so I'm going to do it till 1 o'clock, and then I'm going to take a break, and that's when I'm going to download. And who knows, maybe I won't be able to get it in time. That would really suck, you know, if you're not able to actually get it. That'd be terrible. But without further ado, I am going to start crafting the Theory Crafted build. Wait, what did I change in here? I didn't change anything in here. Did I? Uh-oh. No, I'm just gonna don't save it. I'm just gonna don't save it. That's bad. Okay, guys, we are gonna do the DP cock build. Let's see here. So we're gonna call this Flicker. Flicker, then cock DP. Her. Gotcha. All right. Because, you know, Flicker, like flick her, and then cock DP here. Never mind. It's a terrible name. That's terribly disrespectful, guys. Do not do that. That is horribly disrespectful. All right. Now the question is, guys, Flicker and Dark Pact. What do we roll? You could just move it from drive C to drive D if those VODs are taking up so much space. Yeah, I know. I got to do that. I'll figure it out, guys. It's not a big deal. So anyway, but overall, I will go back, guys. I will absolutely go back to the early build leveling, the gems when you pick them up, whatever you guys want to ask me anything about this, and I'll go back to it. But in the interim, I'm going to try to plan out this Flicker Strike, cock and DP build because I think that it's going to be really strong. Now the question is, Trickery is probably going to be our most damage, okay, and it gives us a lot of access to Frenzy charges. But alternatively, we do have the Scion wheel, and there we can probably get the most life. So do you guys think Scion's the best? What do you think, Scion? Kind of thinking Scion, guys. Let's theory craft a Scion, okay? So we're gonna rename this a Scion. We can always try it later, but Scion is so particular, right? So I mean, you have to kind of go Scion, and then when you disconnect it from the tree, you don't know what you lose, and it's annoying. So we know we're going to want the additional Frenzy charges, right? And Duelist has Frenzy charges and a bunch of attack speed, so we might actually be coming down to Duelist. Vol Pact is down here. That's pretty snazzy, so I think we might want that. We are going to want the Life Wheel right here. And then, God, Tagger, you're such a boss, man. You're such a boss. I hope anybody who's watching this video is just, like, praising you right now. So yeah, and then what we need to do, we're definitely not reserving life, but we're getting our Eldritch Battery from our Diadem, so we don't need that. We could get the Scion, let's see, Energy Shield wheel is actually up here, and we need to go up anyway. We need to go up anyway, for sure. So let's just start with that, and let's just assume that we're going up into this area of the tree. So then let's assume that we're either looking at coming out of the tree, probably down here actually. What would you say, right down here? Because if we come up into these, whatever we need to get over here, right? I don't know. Oh gosh, Tagger, you're the boss, man. You're such a boss. So I really appreciate you doing it. I think it's awesome that you got that pulled off for us. So it looks like you've got all of these figured out. I mean, I'm stoked, man. I'm super pumped. I really appreciate it. And I hope if you're playing my build this season, I hope you get better drops than all of us. I hope you get the Elder Wand mods that everyone's going to be going after. I didn't realize, like, I said it was budget, but that was when the wand modifications that I thought were going to be really cheap were like kind of limited. I thought like 10 people were going to play, and there's definitely 10 wands with you know, the power charge mod plus a global crit multi. But now that more people are playing it, maybe that wand is going to go like skyrocket. Who knows? I mean, I wonder what they are in standard right now. Maybe we should look, guys. Maybe we should look in standard and see what the wands are going. But nah, we can't anyway because, you know, Path of Exile is updating and patching. So anyway, this Flicker Strike build, we've got to find a way to get to scale DP and Flicker Strike. And one thing that's not necessarily fun is that our hits can be avoided. Now, does anybody know if the hits can't be avoided Keystone, Iron Resolute Technique? So does the never deal critical strikes, does that only apply to hits, or does it also apply to spells? Because if it only applies to hits, well, we couldn't do it anyway because we're probably using a Terminus Est. Yeah, I don't know how I like that. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to take and I'm going to not save this, actually. I'm going to go in. I think I had a theory crafted build of it. Oh, look at that. I do. And it's Ascendant even. Okay, so this is obviously the wrong skill makeups and stuff. We're not using a Nagamahu's Flame. We're going to be using a Terminus Est. Terminus Est. Anyway, it's going to be a fun time, guys. We're going to have a good time with it, and I think that it's going to be a really, really good build overall. So now what we need to do is we need to take out all these ridiculous minion nodes right there. We don't need those. And like, this is a lot of life and a lot of AoE. That's actually really important. We like this, and we like that we get to come to the wheel right here. The regeneration per second actually isn't actually as preferable. See, like, here's the thing. Area damage, area of effect. That's all really nice, but I feel like we really want to actually go up this direction here and then come over to it instead of going down to the Scion Life Wheel. So I think that's how we're going to do it. And then I think we're going to come up and grab this stuff up here. I don't think we're going to get over to Throat Seeker, but instead we're going to replace that over with Heart Seeker. They're pretty much the same damn nodes. They're just in a different location on the tree. And I do think that we're going to come up to get our Witches of Bitches, our Mind Over Matter for our Eldritch, whatchamacallit. And then, yeah, for the diadem. So yeah, let's theory craft that. I'm gonna just take, and why don't I just take and literally delete, like, I'll just delete everything. Yeah, I'll just delete everything because at the end of the day, this was a summoner build, and we got to take off all those minion icons. And I kind of want to start from scratch, right? But you know what? We don't need to start from scratch with the cast when damage taken and the cold snap setup. This is fine. This is fino, El Fino. Let's do that at level 4, and let's do that at level 6. And then what is that? It's level 44. So what? Level 10 with cold snap? 9. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so we're going to keep the Immortal Call, cold damage, etc. And then we're going to add a new link, and this is going to be Flicker/DP. Actually, how about we go Flicker instead of a slash? We go Flicker Cock DP, because that just seems more appropriate for this build. So, and then we'll put in our Flicker Strike in here. It'll be good, guys. It'll be good. Thank you so much, Tagger. Again, you've killed it. I want to give you mad props. Big mwah, POE dog, cute dog style. Big kiss saying thank you so much, because that was really cool. Cast on critical strikes, and then we're gonna go for a Dark Pact OP, and then an Energy Shield Leech. What should I do instead of Energy Shield Leech, because that's ultimately what we're gonna have, right? And I think we're gonna be playing a Carcass Jack because we want to increase that AoE and that area damage. So Dark Pact. Let's just take and let's put the skill we're using actually up high is Flicker, Cock DP, and Dark Pact, and then it'll literally sort us the skills that we need to focus on. So Withering Touch is actually really interesting. That's very interesting. That's really interesting that it would actually suggest this. See, I like Withering Touch, and I love the idea of it not being on. And this is actually saying Dark Pact, so Withering Touch is actually higher damage. I love that. What does Withering Touch actually say? So it just gives you 25% to a chance to inflict Wither on hit, and you gain physical damage as chaos damage. Well, that's nice. That's really nice, because we get additional chaos damage. That's pretty cool. So, just waiting live to... yeah, I know, me too. I can't wait. I hope you do, man. I hope you do. So, I love that this seems intriguing. This is going to be my synthesis farmer. So every league, here's what I do. I do a league starter, and normally I try to do something a little creative, something a little different and funky. So unfortunately, this league was actually going to be my Ethereal Knives build, the one that I built for my buddy to play. That was going to be the build that I tried for a league starter. I always try something new. I never go with a pre-planned out build. I always just plan it the day before, go with it. And then that's my league starter. I see how it works and if it has endgame potential and if it's nice and whatnot. And if it does, I'll farm endgame for a bunch of GGG gear, and then I'll just have fun building builds all season. But what ends up happening, and that's what actually happened with this last season. I was able to play Vol Stormcaller with this Winter Orb Ice Spear build. I loved farming towers. I've never farmed towers before, and there is something so enlightening and wonderful about getting nurses to drop. I don't know what it is. It's just like, oh, this is so cool. So anyway, I love that. And then I was able to play a Vol Stormcaller. I made that pretty cool. That was a pretty good damn build. And that was kind of Cute Dog's version. I was able to make my Synthesis Pathrunner. I'm sorry, my Betrayal Pathrunner, who would actually farm the Syndicate. And that was really cool. I was able to farm it effectively, starting at about level 50. And I was making about 2x an hour. So I actually did a build guide on that, on how to do that. And I didn't even have to finish all the acts to be able to do that. Now, obviously, you have to finish the acts to be able to get the Immortal Labyrinth, but because I already did it on a league starter, my farmer had the advantage of just being able to run it. So I ran, and it became a lab runner and a synthesis farmer. I was running labs at, I think, level 70, Eternal Labs. I was able to run them and just make tons of bank. So that was really nice. That was a really cool Pathfinder to play, and then that transitioned into my my char that actually was a Vol Stormcaller. That was pretty cool. And yeah, overall, like, that's kind of how I play. So this Flicker Strike will most likely, unless my buddy tells me about how good this Ethereal Knives build that I built for him is, if he tells me, oh man, this is the bomb, you gotta play it, then that's what I will probably be building second. If I'm really struggling on cash and I can't get enough, and there's a good way to farm synthesis, or I need a good way to farm synthesis, this is going to be my dedicated synthesis farmer. That's what it's going to be. So so anyway, we're going to put in the controlled destruction right here. That is going to obviously transfer to ES Leech on hit. So or I should say ES Leech Gem. So anyway, this is essentially this is going to be an interesting build for me, because this could potentially be the build that is able to farm synthesis the fastest of anything, very, very efficiently, get a lot of fractured item, get a lot of stuff, and I think it is going to have long game scaling because Dark Pact is so freaking awesome. So, and I totally, if this works, I'm totally doing a build guide. That'll be coming at you probably in the first month of League for sure, if it works out. And the other one, I'll have to get my buddy to actually record some footage of the EK build. But if it does, I'm totally going to get him to put that up, because I think that's going to be an absolute gem. So, so that was good. Now we got to get our helmet gems. So that was our chest gems, body armor gems. And then let's get our chest gem, or our helmet in here. This is going to be the Curses / Aura. And that's going to be, all right, I always end up with like 10 plus builds in the first month anyway, so I'll probably check it out no matter what. Dude, how do you do that? I never end up with 10 builds in the first month. I've never been able to build 10 builds in the first month. I don't know. I think it's because I spend too much time in Path of Building. I play Path of Building more than just about anything else because I'm a numbers guy, and if it works on paper, it works in the game, right? So I don't know why I don't have my default gem level set to 20 and 20. This is just a good quality of life thing. That's what you got to do. So despair is good. And then we need to have a Warlord's Mark. Warlord's Mark is really good because, well, it's just really that good. It's just really, really good. And then we're going to have an aura, and it's going to be Zealotry, which we don't have yet. So we got to frickin' put in a placeholder. Let's put in a placeholder. What's an aura that's a placeholder that we would never run in this build? Let's just look at them. Aura. So let's go with Dread Banner. Or how about a Purity? Yeah, I'll never forget that Purity of Elements is going to be running. Okay, and now let's take out the helmet. The Covenant. We are going to either... Oh my god, Feral's Furs would be so good with this build if you could do it. But yeah, I'm not going to have enough money for that. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm somehow like granted to get it, it would be awesome. I never have currency for it, so it's never anywhere near min-max. You get to 90, 91. That's respectable. The one thing I like about my build, Tagger, is that my build, you're not going to have to grind to be able to do Shaper and Uber Elder. And I don't know, how many level 90 to 91 builds have you done in the past that have been able to do Shaper and Elder? Out of just curiosity. Sheer like, does that happen often that you're able to do Uber Elder with the builds when they're around 90? Let's see, what was I saying? Carcass Jack. So there we are. I think Carcass Jack is going to be the best. The Feral's Pounce are going to be absolutely amazing because we really have to inflict bleeding. The Red Trail we got to have. The Talismans, I think these are just decent things. Leech to Life is actually really nice. And then, alright, so something around 50 to 60%. Wow! Wow! For Shaper, that is. Actually only killed one Uber Elder once. Okay, cool. I've still never done Uber Elder or Shaper. I've always stopped around 92-ish and get bored. Yeah, so that's my problem. And that's why I liked this build this last season, is because I was able to provide a build that, and unfortunately I did not record the Uber Elder, but I was able to record a build that can actually do the endgame content, okay? And it was right at 90. I never got that character above level 90. So like for me, I mean, if I can do Shaper Deathless and Uber Elder, I really feel like Uber Elder is a matter of just being able to really play it safe and play it smart and not being too flask dependent, because flasks are shitty. They suck so bad. So this build was really, really fun for me. I had a really good time with it. And then we've got our life flask because we're going to need that for recovery. Lion's Roar is just, you know, good for armor. I don't know if I want a Lion's Roar in here, actually. I'm not going to put that in there yet. The Dying Sun, we don't need projectiles, so that's not good for us. And this is the immunity to freeze, chill, and curses. That's really also not needed. So the From Dust we don't need. That's, you know, let's just go to a... Actually, all of these jewels are optimized for skeletons. So, like, none of these jewels are... I mean, they all are maximum to, like, minion life, and we're not playing minions. So, the only thing we need is the Golden Rule. And the Golden Rule just needs to go in any slot. Alright, there we go. So, other than that, I think let's get to it. So... yeah, if you get bored easily, don't do Shaper Uber Elder. The character I do Uber Elder with just made me bored with the league entirely, so I stopped after that. That's awesome. That's really funny. No, I'm going to disagree with you there, man. I had a really fun time playing this build with Shaper. Uber Elder, I only was able to do it once, and it did not do it deathless. I wanted to record it deathless. So there was that. But I mean, overall, like, I really actually enjoyed doing it. So I don't know. Yeah, you had to do it once. Well, but it didn't take me... I mean, the deathless try was my second run through Shaper. The first try, it was the first time I'd ever done Shaper in my Path of Exile career. I'm a noob. I'm a total freaking noob, man. But yeah, I just never really got to endgame because I spent so long trying to perfect how do I farm early game, how do I get to the end game, how do I get to the levels, and so that was the bulk majority of my builds were like farmer builds. Like this is how you can farm immediately at level 74. You know, this is how you can farm, you know, Syndicate before you even get to, you know, your mapping. And you know, I felt that it was actually a really, really fun experience. I loved it. I think filling up my Atlas was the thing that I was actually most bored with. Like, okay, I have to run another map to be able to get this. And my damage, on this build, my damage was off the charts. So it's like the early maps didn't challenge me at all. So it was kind of a matter of don't be stupid and don't miss an LE Reflect mod on a map, and you're good to go, you know? But yeah, anyway, we got to have the diadem up here. So where is the diadem? So Devouring Diadem. It's going in here. And unfortunately, we do miss out on the aspect of the cat skill getting granted, but don't worry about that. We will actually put that on a different charge, but it is very, 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 very important. Now, with that said, if you look at it, this is a mana reservation of 35%. And unfortunately, we're going to have to do a curse on hit Warlord's Mark. We're going to have to do it in a gem, guys. Cuz we can't I don't see how we get it up in the helmet. Said another way, I don't see how we get it on Blasphemy. So I think we've got to just do and then we should actually have this as hatred, so it actually registers 50% mana res. So that's a bummer. We got to have something else though. So what else should we do? I mean, what else does chaos damage and reserves mana? Like nothing, right? I mean, literally nothing. You know what? We'll just probably put on like a defensive aura if we can. How is it possible that I have 47% left and like I can't reserve this? You know what? It's not that far away. Let's plan on doing the Warlord's Mark, okay? Let's plan on doing it. And the unreserved mana. Wait, why is it all of a sudden I have 19? What is wrong with you? Huh? Oh, because I didn't have that selected. Okay. Sorry. My bad. My bad. My bad, guys. My bad. Okay, what if we put an Enlighten in here? Enlighten level 4. I don't know. I don't know. All right, and then we still need to have an Enlighten somewhere else, though. I don't like it. Why is it so hard? Why doesn't it just allow us to do the thing? Stupid. See, that's what I don't get. It gives us 20% mana reduced mana reservation. You know what? I think our tree. We're just gonna have to get the reduction down here, right there, to be able to get there. Does that get us there, guys? Guys, does it get us there? Like if we did that and then we did hatred right here to reserve mana, is that gonna be possible? No, it's not. But we're close. We're close enough actually that we can figure it out in the tree. So that's there. The other reduced mana reservations. Oh, you know what? We're right next to one. Aren't we? Could have sworn we were. Ah! Alright! Alright, guys! We've figured it out. Alright, we're reserving down our mana and we're doing that. Alright, now let's get rid of all these ridiculous nodes that we don't need. We don't need the mana right there. We're probably... Unfortunately, I think we are better off going up to that power charge right there. This right here is actually pretty important for spell damage. We are going to be using a two-handed sword, which is not actually necessarily preferable. But you see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You don't have to stick with the Terminus Est once you get really, really good God Daggers. So this is actually a build that's flexible in that regard because you don't have to do it. Now, we do have to reduce everything that we see that says minion life on it. Just take and go ahead and end that because that's not something we need. Now, with that said, I said that we needed to start. Would we be better off? I mean, we're actually doing an awful lot here. So, huh. I mean, I really don't know. We have to get down here to this side of the tree, and that seems to be the hardest part right now to do. But we also have to get up here to this side of the tree, and we've got to take the mind over matter. And then if we went up here, we could get rid of all of the stuff underneath here. So let's go get rid of life. Let's get rid of all this stuff. I do want to be in the Scion life wheel, though. I want to actually have that. So I just want to reduce. I want to get it so that it's how we get to it, right? That's what matters. So I think we're actually going to want to go here for now. And then once we do that, we're going to go into our thingy here. I like how I have all of these chosen. That's awesome. I was just playing around with which ones I wanted. I think we're going to want to be... What does a duelist offer us? You know? What does a duelist offer us? Champion. Your hits permanently intimidate enemies that are on full life. 8% increased movement speed. Okay, that's nothing. Slayer. Maximum recovery per leech life. Oh, that's nice. Culling Strike is nice. Leech effects that are not removed at full life. Leech effects that are not removed at full life. Alright, that probably is where we're going, actually, guys. That probably is where we're going. The frenzy charges when you hit an enemy is not as important. And the frenzy and power charge generation, guys, that is actually pretty important on this build. We may have to go that, but then how do we get the extra curse? Guys? Guys? Guys! Help me out. How do I get the extra curse? How do I get the extra curse, guys, if I have to take that? Because this guy, this little occultist, he does something for me, but he doesn't do enough for me. I got to get an extra curse. I have to get an extra... No, wait a second. I have to do that, because if we don't take the occultist, then we're not going to be able to start from the occultist side of the tree. I don't want to go up here. That's a lot of points. That's 5 points. That's 5 points, guys. That's too many points. I can't afford to do that. Are you kidding me? I can't afford 5 points. Yeah, hey, dude. What's up, Amazing Do? Or Dukes? Or Dookie? I don't know. Whatever. But what's up, dude? How you doing? You may want to fill out that spreadsheet before the chat scrolls too far. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to totally fill out the spreadsheet after I am done with this video while everything's loading. I'm going to fill out that spreadsheet, and then I'm going to see it. And Amazing Dude, don't... I'm so excited that you saw my Winter Ore build. I don't know how it's gotten so much reach, truthfully. I've always felt like the featured build on those lists were like always streamers, like Goofy Goober and like, you know, streamers that are actually decent. You watched the video? Holy crap, dude. That's a long video. I can't believe you sat through that shit. That's crazy. But yeah, anyway, I talked way too much. All right, guys. I feel like this leech right here on Slayer is so worth it. And not taking physical reflect damage means we don't have to convert over to be able to run phys reflect maps. And then we're not doing any elemental damage either. So that actually is the best ascendancy. And that's a duelist ascendancy, I think. But the problem we run into is that this really does help us with leech, and it really does help us with area of effect if we've done stuff. And gives us Culling Strike. I mean, yeah, I'm all about the Slayer node. That's happening for sure. But how do we get the power charge and frenzy charges without this? Because that's what this is really doing for us. I think we're gonna have to take. And we're gonna take Unnatural Instinct, and we're gonna probably just fill this up because we have to get power, frenzy, and endurance charges as much as possible. So yeah, I was just gonna ask you if you got some leveling guide, since I'm not that great at PoE myself. Really. So yeah, as far as leveling, I did actually do a leveling guide workup. Okay, so you can actually look at that in the forums. It's pretty strong overall. And nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to actually do the duelist. I really think that it's actually pretty damn baller. The forums are down. Oh no. Oh no. I did have let's see, the forums. So I preloaded the forums actually. And I preloaded them so I could show you all what I have here without having to reload them. So haha, And I preloaded the gems so I could show you any gems that people have questions about. Look at me all prepared and stuff. So basically, I have the different items that you're going to want to pick up for leveling that I think are really good. Basically, I can't really recommend the Perandus Blazon enough early on. It gives you the attributes that you're going to be really starved for. So, like, I'm going to pick one of these up as quickly as I can. The stun and block recovery doesn't really matter on the affix, so you are going to hope for, like, increased life, increased energy shield, increased aura effect, you know, any of those things. But the duration is really nice for leveling. The fire resist is really nice for leveling. So this is all around a good leveling item, and I think it's, you know, super cheap. Gold Rim, you're going to pick that up for sure because you need those resistances. Wanderlust Wool shoes, these are great because you don't have to worry about having a cannot be frozen affix on your gear, and that is really important, guys, because until you want to actually be rolling your endgame flasks, don't waste stuff just trying to get the ability to not be frozen. I mean, get the staunching at every single step of the way, and that's good enough to go. Life sprigs are what you're going to use as soon as you get access to them. Anyone who has a life sprig, you know, they're going to be for sale. Set your tabs up before you actually start leveling so that you can just drop stuff into your basically your chats where they're going to go. Oh, the gem links. Oh, you understand all that, but you want the gem links. Okay, yeah, the gem links, you're going to have to wait for Tagger to get done. Well, no, Tagger's done. You're going to have to wait for me to get done. And by the way, I was supposed to be done streaming at 1 o'clock, but I want to finish up this build real quick. But you're going to have to wait for me to get done with the Excel spreadsheet. It will be updated. Okay, it will be updated as soon as the forum comes back online, and as soon as my build is able to be posted there, I'm going to update the links. But if you rewatch this video, which I will post in the next hour probably, I'm actually going to probably post it raw form. So that's why I actually do need to wrap up here sometime soon. It's because I need to actually get this up. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop recording right now. And then I'm going to take and upload that video, and then this will be your guide, and you can literally watch through the video for the gem links again. Oh my God. I feel sorry for telling you to do that, but otherwise you're going to have to wait for me to get the spreadsheet up and working for it. Oh, the forum's up and running again. Baller. Awesome. So yeah, anyway, let me stop this here. I'm going to stop the recording. Peace.